Today we're gonna be excuse me. That pepper be getting up my nose. What's up, guys? Welcome back to our channel. Today it's just me. Because I am preparing something that is not vegan. So this would be considered vegetarian, I guess, because we just have eggs and eggs.
Chicken seasoning.
That's not chicken. That's not chicken.
Beef.
That's not beef.
What's in it?
I don't know. So anyway, I'm so excited because this is actually my very first cooking video, and I've been wanting to do a cooking video forever. Every single time I post on my stories like a little cooking moment, you guys always ask, oh my god, make us a tutorial. And let me just give you guys a little disclaimer. As much as I think I am not a professional chef. I know that's hard to believe. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I just love cooking. I've been cooking literally since I was a child. My dad, my mom, my sister, my brother, like literally everyone in my family cooks. My husband cooks, you guys already know. So I'm really excited to finally be making some cooking videos. I don't honestly know if there's a right or wrong way to make fried rice. And I know being Chinese, maybe there is a particular way. However, this is how I like it. This is how I eat it. And if you don't like it, you can change anything you want. And that's the beauty of cooking, is that you can literally just kind of cook and taste as you go. But usually, even if I'm going off of a recipe, I usually end up throwing a bunch of things that I feel like will taste better to my personal taste. You feel me? I'm just gonna get comfortable and be myself, because I feel like that's the best way I can be when I'm cooking. This is so good. I can't stop eating it. Anyway, I just want to give you guys a quick breakdown of all the ingredients you need. And in my head, I'm like, this is literally the easiest. I have a lot of saliva in my mouth. I'm gonna choke. This is literally the easiest fried rice, but it tastes amazing. And honestly, in my personal opinion, it tastes like something I would eat at a restaurant, but I know they wouldn't sell or serve something this simple at like a Chinese restaurant, but it would be at mine. Let's get into it. First things first is your rice. Let me just give you the #1 tip that I can give you for fried rice in general. It doesn't matter what recipe you use. Me personally, I've tried making fresh rice, fried rice, and it doesn't work. It comes out like mush every single time. I'm sure there's a way you can do it, but this is my way, and I'm telling you, this way works every single time. So you have to use day-old rice. So when I make fried rice, I purposely make it the day before, put it in the fridge, and let it get kind of like hard, if you will. So it looks like this. I also ate some last night, so don't mind that. Also, if you guys are wondering about our rice cooker, this is called an Instapot, which is kind of like a pressure cooker, crock pot vibe. Like you can literally cook anything in here. If you're gonna make rice on the stove, which is how me and Eldon both do it back home, like I don't know if that's like Filipino style, Chinese style. Not really, huh? We actually have rice pots. Oh, then we're just ghetto. Cooking it in a pot takes 3 times as long. It probably takes like 20 to 25 minutes, like the whole process, in like a stove pot. With this one, however, it literally makes a full pot of rice in less than 10 minutes. Like, I was shook the first time I made it. And obviously, if you get your measurements correctly, it comes out perfect. Like, literally perfect. So, we have rice, we have eggs, we have onion, which is like a yellow onion. We have a green onion, which this is optional. You don't have to, but I like it mostly for like garnish. Usually I like fresh garlic, but Eldon just recently got this. It's crushed garlic. 1 cube is 1 clove, which makes it super duper, what's the word? Easy. Okay, so this is obviously optional. If you like kimchi like me, I love kimchi. I like to make kimchi fried rice. So literally it tastes amazing without it, but this is just like kicks up the notch a little more. So tonight, because I have kimchi, I'm gonna be making kimchi fried rice because it is so good. All right, so we got that. We've got our oil to fry it in. We're probably gonna put shoyu, which we call in Hawaii, which is soy sauce. A little bit of lemon pepper, mine is in here. Cayenne pepper, don't ask me why it's in a ground cinnamon. I'm telling you, we just make it work, okay? We've got some black pepper and we have some garlic salt. And then lemon pepper just to like show that there's lemon pepper. I don't know why I brought that up, but anyway, I'm gonna start cutting my onions. That tastes so good. Okay.
That lollipop's gonna make the video 30 minutes longer.
That's okay. Is this the sharpest knife? Probably in future videos, I'm going to like have everything already prepared and just dump it all in as I cook. But I feel like, let's talk a little bit. Why not? It's our first video. So how I like to cut onions, obviously I don't have nails, so it makes it so much easier for cooking. But usually you wanna like put your fingers in like that so that you don't cut the tips of your finger off. So they usually recommend you to like put it in. I really do be thinking I'm a professional chef, okay? Like
And thinking you're better than me.
oh, I am. Low-key, we've had like a lot of cook-offs, like comparing who cooks better. But in reality, I feel like we cook just as good as each other. Who do you think has cooked better meals within the 10 years, the decade that we've been together? Me, I think. I think me for sure. So if you're really new to this and you've never cut an onion before, good luck. I'm just kidding. What I like to do is cut it right down in the middle like this. It's optional. You can cut your onion however you want, but I like to dice mine. You can even do like slivers if you really like that stringy onion vibe. But I like to usually do that when I'm sauteing onions with like mushrooms for like steak or something like that. So anyway, what I like to do is now turn it that way, cut it into even slivers. My mom obviously taught me how to cook. My dad taught me how to cook. Like us three kids kind of picked it up from our parents. But growing up, my favorite thing to watch was like the cooking channel and anything related to restaurants and food. Like honestly, that's all I would watch, especially in like high school. I would watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and baking shows were also like a huge interest of mine, love of mine. I loved watching Cupcake Wars, Cake Wars, Cake Boss, like literally all of that. I was obsessed. But anyway, once you've got your even slivers this way, then I'm gonna turn it that way and then basically just thinly dice it so that you get tiny little pieces. Speaking of baking, I don't think I've ever talked about this, but I actually had my own baking business when I was 12 years old. Another story time is I actually lived in Fiji for 7 years, and when I was 12 years old, my dad helped me launch my own baking business, and a huge industry there is obviously the tourism industry and the hotels. So I made a lot of connections with like cafes, restaurants, and hotels, and my dad literally spent weeks helping me precisely weigh out all the ingredients and how much ingredients each batch needed, and like how we were gonna price it all, what it came to, what my profit was, literally everything, including electricity. Like we got it down to like science. I would sell them by kilos because over there we use the metric system, and sorry, it's hard for me to talk when I'm doing this. I'm not very good with multitasking. But anyway, I would sell it per kilo, and it would come in like a gallon Ziploc bag, pre-rolled each cookie doughs. And all you had to do, well, all the cafe or the restaurant had to do is literally just like put them on a baking sheet and then throw it in, bake it, pull it out, and they got fresh cookies every single day on the spot, however they wanted to do it. So I think I did that for a good year or so till I was like 13 or 14 years old. And yeah, she was a little entrepreneur before I even knew how to drive. Well, actually, my dad was also teaching me how to drive stick. So yeah, it was just, I mean, come on, I lived on an island. Like, there's nothing much else we could do besides go to the beach, surf. I used to skate with my brother and cook, clean. Like, we were island kids. There was not much else to do but really just live your best life, you know? So anyway, I'm almost done. Now, a lot of people would probably use half an onion. I personally really like onions in my food, so I like to use a full. Just try and get all of your chops as symmetrical as possible. That's one thing that I definitely learned from the cooking channel, is that nobody wants like a big chunk of onion, a small, like, it's kind of annoying when you have different size pieces, especially like if you're eating carrots, potatoes, like anything chunky. Even with meat, you want everything to be the same size, because I don't know, it's just so much more pleasant and enjoyable to eat when they're all the same size. You feel me? Is that gonna be big enough? Okay, so I'm gonna put all of my chopped onions in a bowl. There's not a lot of actual labor when it comes to like prepping all the food, so that's why I'm just gonna do it on camera. But like I said, if I was to cook something else where it has like hella stuff that I gotta chop, then obviously I'm going to probably chop it before I start filming. That way, when I'm ready to cook, when I'm ready to cook, it's all laid out in front of me. I'm gonna go wash these and I'll be right back. Fun fact, if you cut them to about here and you put this in a glass of water, they actually start regrowing and you can keep using it. So this one actually didn't really have a lot, but that's fine. I mostly use it for garnish, to be honest. So I'm gonna just take off like this much. I'm already growing some, so I'm gonna toss this. And then I'm just going to thinly chop them. Remember, even chops. This is where you're gonna wanna poke your fingers in if you're not experienced, and cut slowly. I also like to just use scissors most of the time because it's so much easier just to like take a stem or a leaf or whatever it's called and then just snip it. So that's it for the chopping. If I was doing garlic, honey, that would have taken me 15 more minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and start prepping my eggs. So you can obviously use Just Eggs, which is a vegan substitute egg if you're vegan. But I'm not, so I'm using regular eggs. And the only reason why I keep bringing up vegan is because my husband is vegan. So you either have to compromise and make vegan food and eat with him, or you make it for yourself and you just have fried rice for days, honey. I love eggs, which is a huge reason why it would be really hard for me to convert into plant-based. I'm just going to crack literally all of them, which there's 4, 5, 6, 7. Usually people like the most in their fried rice, like they like meat. I'm not a huge meat eater. I eat meat, but I prefer my fried rice without meat, actually. Some people do the peas, the carrots, the corn. I hate peas. Like literally, I like split pea soup. I just tweeted this like last week. I hate peas. Like I will literally pick as many as I can out. I think it's just disgusting and it ruins the whole dish. But hold on, let me wash my hands. I forgot, you're gonna need milk also. We have oat milk because vegan girls, Eldon doesn't drink milk anymore, obviously. So you can use 2% whole milk, whatever you want. This is just to really give the eggs a nice fluff. That's how my dad taught me growing up. So this is how I make my scrambled eggs. Really just like giving her a nice whisk. So I don't know how much to tell you. I literally just eyeball it until it's like a light yellow. You don't want it to be like liquidy, but just enough. I don't even know how much this is gonna serve. So This is just based upon like how much I'm gonna show you guys that I'm gonna make, and you'll see. But I don't have exact measurements, which I know some people might drag me for it, but honestly, you just make whatever's usually left over. But you can just add to your taste. This one's almost out. I'm gonna go ahead and use this. So looks like I needed this after all. I'm just gonna put lemon pepper, cayenne pepper, black pepper. I love pepper, so I'm gonna put kind of a lot. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of garlic salt. Oh, I think I forgot to say this. I'm also gonna be using chili oil, which is also another optional item. So let me break it down. Honestly, when I have literally nothing and I just wanna make quick fried rice, I literally just use olive oil, onions, rice, eggs, and then your salt and pepper to like flavor. It sounds so simple, but it is so good. Like even when I'm in a pinch, I usually don't even put garlic, but because I got the time, girl, today we're gonna be, excuse me, that pepper be getting up my nose. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh wait, I forgot about my kimchi. Ugh, I gotta cut it. Okay, so for the kimchi, you want to finely chop that also. And obviously this is optional. You don't have to put it in. But for me personally, it just, oh my God. My mouth is literally dripping right now. Like this just kicks it up 10 notches. I don't really like eating the rib of the cabbage in kimchi. So I usually save those for the fried rice purposely because it's gonna be cooked in there. I'll eat it sometimes, but I don't really I really like these parts, the meaty ones. Oh my God. I'm gonna put this on the side so I can eat it right now. So I'm gonna cut up a lot, actually, of these big pieces. If you prefer a better brand of kimchi, or if you have one that you recommend that's really good. I don't personally like this one alone. It's a little too sweet for my liking. Like, it's good, but I've had better. So if you guys have any that you really love and that I should get, let me know. Eldon picked this one up at, it's a Korean market, not sure the name, but sounds like a lot of work. He said next time I should make my own kimchi. Girl, I don't got the time. Just kidding, I probably could. Our friend Neil makes really good homemade kimchi, and I've been wanting to learn from him, but he's back home in Hawaii, so obviously maybe when I go home in a couple weeks he'll teach me.
Well, it's called Greenland Market.
Huh?
Greenland Market.
Greenland?
Yep.
Okay, so he said this kimchi is from Greenland Market. I don't know how other people make it. I don't know if they cut these in slivers or shreds or what, but I like it to be like my onions, like minced, so that it kind of just blends in with the rice and it's not chunky. It doesn't make it mushy. It just pulls all that flavor and adds a little bit of texture, but not a lot, if we're being real. You see, when you cut up all the rinds, like that looks so gross. But if you're Asian, y'all already know the vibe. We be eating anything. I would say I'm just like a picky Asian. Like, I'm not really picky. I eat everything except for like seafood. I'm like not a big seafood person. I'll literally eat anything. Flavors, super spicy. I love spicy food. So that's good. Again, add as much or as little as you want. Personal taste. It's really gonna be hard for me to do cooking videos because most of my recipes are literally just from my head and me just throwing it all together. So if you like these videos, give me a thumbs up so I know to make more. But if you don't, then let me know if I should follow a recipe, if that's gonna be way easier for you. And I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of recipes in the near future that I will be following a recipe. Like, if I make fettuccine linguine from scratch or like something like that, I will definitely need a recipe, but I'll probably still be adding my own shit, just to be honest. I probably should have not worn white, but I'll be careful. Honestly, even though it's not my favorite kimchi, I could eat a whole jar of kimchi in one setting. I won't, but I could. Every time I drink a Corona, it's like I'm drinking it for the very first time. It would be better with limon, but I don't have limon. And it would be actually really good with chamoy, but I'm too lazy, so she'll do. Okay, so I'm using a wok. If you don't have one, you can use a big pan, but this is going to be the best way to make fried rice. And then I have my olive oil, which is a key ingredient in how it comes out. I know that looks like a lot, but that's what you want. Like literally, you want a lot, because otherwise the rice may stick to each other. So fried rice honestly isn't the best thing, the most healthiest thing you can eat, because she is greasy, but it's good. I actually poured some michelada mix in here because I'm too lazy to pour it in a cup. I'm just going to get that nice and hot. I'm gonna get a little ladle. Also, the reason why I don't fry my garlic at the same time as my onions is because this cooks way faster. So I actually just start with the onions first. I like to kind of spread it out a bit. And then this is gonna be on like medium heat-ish right now, because you do want a somewhat higher heat, but not too high because you don't want to burn them. How do you do this?
From the back, just push it.
Oh, you don't have to do the thing?
No.
Oh.
It's supposed to be frozen and the whole thing comes out.
Oh, oops.
That's why I said don't leave it out.
I honestly love garlic and onions, so I could probably use this whole thing in this one fried rice, but I'm not gonna do that because let's just not overkill it. Actually, let me turn the heat up just a little more. If it's too low, they're gonna get soggy and mushy and absorb all the oil without getting browned. So you definitely want a higher-ish heat. But like I said, not too high because you don't wanna burn it. Okay, now while that is cooking, start breaking up the rice because she's a little hard from being chilled. So I'm just going to break it up into smaller pieces. That way, when it goes in the pan, it's already easier to like toss around. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the garlic. The aroma of it all. Honey. Oh my God. I could literally just eat this. You see, something about me is it doesn't take a lot for me to be happy, and this is happiness. Now this part you can skip if you don't like or don't have kimchi, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw my kimchi in there. I don't know if usually people do this first or later, but this is my way, okay? I literally do what my heart desires, so if you're not gonna use kimchi, you're gonna wanna put the rice in. Skip this step. But since we're doing a little bit of a kimchi moment, you're gonna wanna toss her up. Let her just really sizzle. 45 seconds to a minute should be good. I'm gonna have my heat on high now because when I throw the rice in, I really want it to just brown in there. I'm not gonna use all this rice. I like to make just about that much for that ratio of onions, garlic, and kimchi. So I've got that much left over. I feel like it's about 3 cups to 1 onion, about there. But like I said, this is your fried rice, honey. You do what you like. I obviously don't want to burn my onions, so I'm just gonna start tossing her up again with a high heat because I'm gonna work fast. 2 hands, 2 spoons. You can probably turn it down a little bit. You definitely don't want to burn. Some people probably don't like their onions this charred, but I really like a charred onion, and I'm the only one eating this, so you know I'm gonna make it how I like it. Just work through these big clumps of rice now, and just toss, toss, toss. Okay, when I tell you I have literally been sitting here just breaking up all the big chunks for the past 4 minutes and 20 seconds. I've actually scrambled the eggs separately before and then had that scramble and put it in and kind of like folded them in. But I also like to do it this way to add a little well in the middle, because what this does is it kind of cooks throughout the rice. You'll see right now. I then add a little more oil. Get a nice fresh whisk on her and start pouring in the eggs in the well. And then I like to pour it, like drizzle around. And I cook like half at a time. And then cover it and don't touch it until the eggs are cooked through. Otherwise it's going to like literally turn to mush and it just sticks all over the rice. So you really want to just cover it, let it steam, let it cook completely. So it's been like 2 minutes now and I'm just gonna check. She's pretty cooked through, but I'm just gonna give her a light toss. Yeah, that's what I like. She's kind of crispy. But a light toss, like don't go ham because otherwise it's gonna become mush. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna break it up. Whatever hasn't cooked, it's gonna steam through right now. I'm gonna pour the rest in and drizzle around. And repeat step 1, baby doll. Okay, so it's been another minute or so and I'm just gonna lightly toss her around. I'm definitely gonna do more mixing later, but again, if you don't do a light toss, then it's gonna turn all to mush. So while the rest of this kind of cooks, I'm gonna go ahead and add my seasonings. So I'm gonna add some of the juice. I should probably use a spoon, so don't judge me. Oh, she's kind of dry in there. Usually I do this when the kimchi is near the bottom. And again, I'm gonna do this to taste. And this is also very like to my experience, so I already know like how much I kind of want in the beginning. So I'm gonna do like some drizzle of shoyu, aka soy sauce. I'm gonna use sazon, I think is how you say it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is Cuban. Our friend Lewis and Brampty turned us onto this. It is so good, but you don't need a lot. It's kind of tangy and salty. I don't know how to explain it, but it's fire. Obviously, season your spicy level to your own taste. This is cayenne. We have lemon pepper and garlic salt. And you would think a little goes a long way, but surprisingly, you've got a lot of rice to season and flavor. Don't put too much, but don't put too little either. Just enough. If you're experienced with cooking, you'll kind of have a basic idea and then you can just flavor. So I'm gonna add a little more oil, but this is chili oil to make it more spicy. And then black pepper. You can just do lemon pepper if that floats your boat, but I love pepper, so I'm putting more black pepper as well. Once you feel like the egg is completely cooked through, then you're gonna wanna start tossing. You see how I'm like lifting it from the bottom and kind of like just, almost like just dropping it. And you're gonna keep tossing and tossing and tossing. But you can see how there's some bigger chunks of egg and then there's also egg throughout the whole rice. So that's why I like doing it that way. Again, you can scramble them separately if you like larger chunks of egg, but I don't know. It all kind of tastes good to me and it just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Okay, so I'm gonna let everything marinate in there and cover this for another minute or two and then toss it back up. I'm gonna do a taste test, see if it tastes good. If I need to add more of anything, I'll go ahead and do that, toss her up, and she'll be ready to serve. I am a little less dressed because it was getting hot in here. So all I really had to do is add a little bit more garlic salt and tossed her up for a real one. And look at this, y'all. I'm ready to just chow down, baby. By the way, Eldon is behind the camera and he just doesn't want to come say hi, so. Hi. Okay, so if you want to do a little garnish moment, you can add a couple pieces of beautiful kimchi. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of my green onion, or a lot. It's kind of better raw because if you cook down the green onion, it really just takes away all the flavor. That is pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. And in honor of finally finishing this fried rice, we're going to go for round 2. And I didn't have any more cold Coronas, so I'm gonna do a little Kona brew. This is from our hometown, so cheers. You can put some limon, you can put sriracha. Some people put ketchup on their fried rice. To me personally, that's ugh, I would not do that, but I like it just like this. Tonight came out good. I feel bad because I don't want to rub it in because he can't eat this, but high key, you're missing out. Let us know if y'all want Eldon to make a vegan version fried rice. Literally, you can make this vegan, but he'll probably add some different things. He likes a lot of like flavors and sauce in his fried rice. Well, let's do a fried rice off. A fries off. Dude, this is so good. Like, I would eat this any day, any time of the day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. Honestly, there's nothing I would do different to make it better. Like, it's so good. Ooh, let's do a little kimchi. This with a cold beer. Ain't nothing better, honey. I love eating this for breakfast. Well, you guys know I'm nocturnal, so my breakfast is at 3-4 p.m. But I love eating this for breakfast and doing a fried egg on top. Oh, girl, heaven. I like my eggs cooked all the way through 150% with golden crispy egg whites. Plop that on top. You could squeeze a little limon, and I would probably put sriracha. Oh my God, this was so freaking good. If you guys cook this, let me know how yours comes out. Make sure you use cold rice, like literally cold, hard rice, because it will come out near perfection versus it being warm. It won't come out. Like, I've just never had it work out. I've made it so many times. I've tried to make it warm. Can't do it. So as long as you have cold rice, it should be smooth sailing. Flavor to taste, add whatever the hell you want on it. Wow, excuse me. And let me know how your guys's come out, because I am really curious to see if this tutorial made sense or not. If you guys have anything else that you guys want me to make, I already know y'all want the sopa, the sopita, so I'm probably gonna make that next. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe before you leave and give me a thumbs up. Turn on your post notifications so you guys know when our next video goes live, and comment down below some suggestions or what you guys want to see us eating or cooking and all of that good stuff. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in